Once again the door opened, but you didn't bother to look and proceed to change the channels with remote. This is the fourth time I'm telling you to stop wasting your time and study. I'm sure you won't like to fail an exam. He waited for you to respond, but you just rolled your eyes as he poked his inner cheek annoyingly. Fine, don't listen to me, but then don't complain if you get punishment. He shut the door loudly as you slightly flinched and then looked at the door. I know what you are worried about, your result, but I'm also Kim Wyan. I'll make you regret arguing with me. You turn off the TV and lay it down annoyingly. It was more annoying when Jungkook is not sleeping beside you. Well, why you guys are not sleeping together is because you had a fight few hours ago and the reason was you wanted to go out for clubbing with your friends but he didn't let you. So had to call your friends telling them you can't come because you're not feeling well. Jungkook doesn't like your friends as they all are spoiled brats according to him. They always go to clubs and bars plus they don't pay attention to school. In fact, they just come to school as formality and Jungkook doesn't want you to be with them. They all belongs to rich families just as you do but not anymore after getting married to Jungkook. He's a simple person who doesn't like to show off and is happy with whatever he has. He chose this profession leaving all his father's wealth because he wanted to follow his passion. Today you just burst out on him and then came in your room. You know tomorrow is your exam and it is an important one. Jungkook is worried about your grades because from past few tests you were not doing good and now this. But you have decided not to listen to him and didn't bother to study. Always thinks he's the one who is right. I won't let him boss around me all the time. So annoying. You threw your leg in the air and turned to the other side while looking at the empty side where Jungkook sleeps. I'll see how long you stay without me. You can't sleep without him, but because you're angry on him, you're not going to him taking first move. Jungkook took off his glasses and lay down on the couch before looking at the ceiling. He knew it very well that you get annoyed easily when he restricts you from going out with your friends. But he has a reason. He worries about you. His only concern is that you will also fall in these bad habits and that's why he doesn't let you go. She is really mad at me. He got up and looked towards your room because today you are angry and would not let him sleep with you. That's why he has to spend the night in the couch. He decided to check on you for one time before going to sleep. He knew you don't sleep without him, but when he checked on you, you were already sleeping. A smile appeared on his face as he slowly came inside and pulled the blanket over you. He then placed a kiss on your forehead and turned off the lights. Good night, my lioness. Jungkook may act a bit strict when it's about studies or when you argue about things he know are not best for you, but he loves you endlessly. His love is the reason you won't stay away from him. You fight with him, even argue. But that's because you love him the way he do. Next morning, Jungkook finished making breakfast when he walked inside the kitchen. He was surprised to see you all dressed up, ready to leave for university, when other days you took way too much time. Good thing you got ready. Now eat the breakfast and he paused when you just grabbed the water bottle and left from there. Your mood was still off, in fact more than yesterday. Today's test is pretty simple in my opinion, and if you had paid attention during lectures, I don't think you need to worry about it. His eyes traveled everywhere, but especially you, who was looking tensed. Relax your minds and try to give best answers. Student seems a bit relaxed after seeing the question paper as everyone was freaking out few minutes ago because Jungkook is a type of professor who doesn't show mercy when it comes to study. Mostly kids get afraid of him because of his strict nature and that's why they study to get passing marks. So far he is among the top professors in university who gives excellent results and is very popular. You started to bite the back of your pen as the test was easy, but because you didn't study it at all and your mind was also occupied somewhere, you were not knowing what to answer. When time got over, you barely able to answer few questions. Jungkook collected the test papers and by looking at your face, it was clear that yours didn't go well. You came back home earlier than Jungkook. Your mood was off because even though the test was so simple, still you couldn't able to make it and now you're scared that you might fail. You were watching TV while eating your snacks. You always buy fast food, which Jungkook told you to not overconsume, but you don't listen. He came back home and first thing he saw was you sitting on the couch and was eating the chips even though he already stored some food for you in the fridge after cooking in the morning. You can also eat the food I left for you in the fridge instead of these chips. You ignored him. He sat and walked near you before sitting on the couch beside you. Okay, I apologize for not letting you go with your friends, but you know I do this for you. Now stop ignoring me and look here. You didn't move an inch. Why, Ian? You looked at him and your expressions were telling as if you'll cry in few seconds. Okay, I'm sorry, my love. He hugged you while you hit his chest lightly before hugging him. You are so bad. You didn't even came to sleep with me. Didn't said good night. I hate you. He chuckled. I know. I love you too. He then broke the hug. Now get refreshed. I'll make you something delicious to eat, okay? A smile appeared on your face. I want to eat noodles. Okay, I'll be back in few minutes. He also went to freshen up. After eating dinner, you were laying in bed with Jungkook. You were playing with his fingers while suddenly he looked at you. How was your test today? Your hands paused on their place. This was the thing you were worried about, and finally he asked, what happened? Why are you not saying anything? It was okay. He lifted up his head and looked at you. Really? It was quite easy, right? You were avoiding looking at him. Yes. But you were looking tense during test. I really hope you did well. I'm sleepy. Let's talk tomorrow. He sighed and looked at you. You can sleep. I'll come later after checking all the answer sheets, okay? You gulped and turned to the other side, knowing well what's going to happen. Junko kissed on your forehead. Good night and sleep well. You too and don't overwork. Sleep on time. You said without looking at him. Yes, bye. He walked away from the room while you Head palm yourself. I'm gone now. Man, I'm really nervous. Although the test was pretty good, but I don't believe myself. Same when it's Professor John, it's hard to even guess. They both then looked at you, whose face got pale. Ryan, what's wrong with you? You slowly looked at her. I'm scared. You buried your face between your palms. Don't worry, you always get good marks. The whole class was waking out. If they fail the exam, they knows very well how bad this is for their reputation. Jungkook doesn't show mercy and give punishments. Whispering stopped when Jungkook entered inside the classroom. With each step, he was making the heartbeat of students fast. Placing the answer sheets on desk, he looked around, slightly disappointed. He's not looking in a good mood. You lowered your head as you saw Jungkook's eyes on you. He sighed and looked at everyone. This time you guys have done pretty well and I'm impressed. Everyone's face brightened up. Getting compliment from Jungkook is a big thing in itself, and now they have hopes that they have passed the test. But few people decided to not let the results so high, and even after attending this simple test, they failed. He was not looking pleased while saying this, and his eyes were falling on you again and again when he was saying all this, and you knew you messed up. Felix leaned back on his chair because he knew the result as always. Who are those students, Professor John? I'll call names. Come and collect your answer sheets, and those who doesn't hear their name, be ready. You gulped. He started to call everyone, and they were coming to get their paper, feeling relieved. Your heartbeat was high. You had hopes that Jungkook might have shown some mercy, but that also flew away after you didn't hear your name until the end. Jungkook treats every student equally, be his wife or friend. You can't get any exemption. Miss Ryan and Felix, mind if you show up here? You both got up lowering your heads. You guys don't really like to put efforts in studies at all, right? When all the class decided to do their best to bring good results, you decided to become exemptions. Felix was unbothered as always, which sometimes really triggered Jungkook. His attitude get him annoyed. You two, come with me now. You both looked him confused as he walked away from the class. He knows how to misuse his power. He then looked at you. Then why don't you study? You gave him disgusting look and walked away leaving him stunned. Is she defending the man who just insulted her? He shook his head and walked after you. What would happen to them now? They might get punishment. Let's go, guys. Whole class went out to see what's going to happen. Ryan only failed this time. He should not give her punishment. That's not fair. He is Professor John Jungkook. He has no mercy for anyone. My poor girl. Let's go. They both walked out to see what's happening. What? I just failed this time. I'm not even eligible for the punishment. Be it once or twice, you still failed, that too the easiest test. Rules are equal for every student. Now start running or I'll increase the number of reps. Felix was yawning unbothered, as he is used to all this, and today he is getting company of the girl he has crush on. What could be the best for him, but still he is feeling bad for you. You looked towards the classroom and all the students were looking at you from the hallway. You felt so bad, but Jungkook's expressions were blank. I'm not going to run 5 rounds. He looked at you. It's 6 now. Your eyes widen. Are you even a human? 7. One more word and it will increase by one more round. You drank your anger and started running. I hate you. No one loves him anyways, he said, joining you. Shut up. And you ran away while he poked his cheek. She's more complicated than a maths problem. Jungkook stayed there all the time until you were running. He was not liking it, but he stayed away from being biased, and just because you are his wife, he can't give you privilege. In school, every student is equal for him. It was getting hot and sweat was dripping down from his forehead, but he didn't move. You came back home fuming with anger. It's like you would cry anytime. Throwing your bag on the couch, you directly went inside your room. Jungkook locked the door silently. He knew now it's hard to make up to you. He grabbed your bag and placed it correctly. Taking a long breath, he made his way towards the room. He slowly opened the door and looked inside as you were sitting on the floor, burying your face in the pillow which was on the bed. He walked inside and pressed his lips together before putting his hand on your shoulder. Vienna, you jerked his hand off of your shoulder. Okay, I'm sorry. You looked at him angrily. No need to show this fake love and get lost from here. I don't want to talk to you. Listen to me, love. You threw a pillow on him, but he caught it. Such a two-faced man. I don't even want to see your face. I'm going from here. You were about to walk away, but he grabbed your hand and pulled you closer before wrapping his hands around your waist, locking you in his arms. I'm not apologizing you as a professor, but as a husband. You tried to free yourself from his grip but unable to. Go away from here. I hate you. If you don't want to get punished, then why didn't you study? You looked at him as tears were filled in your eyes. I failed this once only, and you punished me in front of the whole class. You didn't even thought that I'm your wife. You are just like any other student in school. Of course, I love you more than anything, and I felt so bad doing that, but just because you are my wife, I can't discriminate with other students. Still, you shouldn't be so harsh. You know well I was not in a good mood that day, plus I had fight with you. You didn't even came to sleep with me, and that's why my mind was blank. You are so bad, Jungkook. He laughed so you hit his chest. You're seriously a very snobbish. That's why no one loves you. He raised an eyebrow. Not even you? As a student, not at all. And as a wife, you looked at other side. You are my husband, so how can I not? He smiled and hugged you, while a smile appeared on your face too. That's enough for me. My wife loves me, so what else I need? He broke the hug and looked at you. Let's go to eat ice cream. Your face brightened up. What? Are you asking me to go out with you to eat ice cream? He smiled and nodded. Yes, let's go. You hugged him and kissed on his cheek. I'll get ready in 5 minutes. Yay! You went inside the bathroom, jumping in excitement while he laughed. She's still like a cute kid. Thank God somehow she got happy, or else I don't know what would have happened. He walked towards his closet, smiling in his own.